Today we'll want to talk about something that has been around since probably the beginning of guitar playing and any other musical instrument or any of the other so-called arts, or at least as long as the average person has been actively pursuing these things. And that is the notion of not comparing yourself to anyone else. Okay? We hear this all the time. It's not a competition. You shouldn't compare your results to other people's. Don't, hold your own results hostage by comparing them to the results of someone else or whatever. Okay, right? In general, I agree with this. Okay, but there are some areas where I strongly disagree. I do think there's a lot of merit when we look at guitar playing as a sort of competitive sport, okay? Because it is a competition. Not necessarily a competition with other people or other players, but it is most definitely a competition. It's a competition with yourself, okay? It is the old you and the old habits you have and the old, probably shittier way of doing things that you're looking to change versus the new you with the better habits and the higher degree of skill and understanding and the person that you are becoming and seek to one day be. So it is most certainly a competition, all right? I think it's a bit disingenuous when we say that it's not competitive at all, because there has to be some level of what we might call competition there in some form in order for us to improve, right? In order for us to quantify our results, track things, gauge things, see how we're doing, and where we're going, right? Just like if you have a sporting contest, we'll say a race, right? If you've come in first, second, or third, right? Or worse. You're also going to get some feedback as to how fast you needed to be if you came in third and you wanted to get second or first, right? There's some quantifiable things there. You have to be faster than the other guy or girl, right? Same sort of thing with any team sports like football, basketball, baseball, etc. There is going to be more reliance on other people here. Guitar playing is really an individualistic thing. This is something that I stress a lot, and we talk about in other places like the Conquering Strengths monthly newsletter. Has some articles about this too. The idea that we have to do this for ourselves, right? We're not beholden to anyone or anything else. This whole idea of save the world through music or whatever is complete bullshit, right? You're never going to do that. It's never happened. It never will happen, and it's really probably not as noble a goal as you might think anyway. So it's very much an individual activity here, and it's very much an individual endeavor, right? But it is competitive, and thinking of it in competitive terms can be very good. Track your results. Write things down. Make note of where you were last week or last month relative to where you are now. And you know what? Sometimes we're in competition with other players too. If you've ever auditioned for a band gig, or if you've ever auditioned for a spot like on the local TV or radio show or whatever, yeah, it's a fucking competition, okay? And there's a mental aspect to that that goes much deeper and goes beyond just the mere physical act of playing guitar. Thinking in terms of competitiveness here can really train us and better equip us for those times when we may actually find ourselves in a real competitive environment. Because, you know what? It may not be the nicest thing or most politically correct thing to say in this day and age, but I don't fucking care. You want to win, okay? We don't do this stuff so that we can lose. We do it so that we can win, whatever that means for us, right? Whether it's increased confidence and enjoyment in our life, whether it's the feeling of satisfaction of having learned a valuable skill set, blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, we want to win at it. We want to be successful. In order to do that, we must compete. We're always competing against something or someone else. Now, again, we're not talking here about, beating yourself up like, oh, this guy over here is faster than me, or this guy knows more, chord theory or whatever than I do. You shouldn't compare yourself to other players in that way, because in that sense, that's right, it's not a contest, okay? But we can look at that and think, well, what is this guy doing over here that's different from what I'm doing? And if it's an area where I want to get better, what's he doing and how can I improve that too? Not necessarily so that you get to the point where you're punking out that other guy or girl, but that you can better yourself, right? It's still a competition. It's the new you or the you you're looking to become versus the older you who did not have that skill set, okay? So 99.9% of this stuff is mental, but I think that's true of guitar playing in general, right? Start to think a little more competitively, right? Be more aggressive with this stuff. What usually happens when we start thinking more in terms of a competition is we start taking our training a little more seriously. You don't want to suck all the fucking fun out of it, okay? Because that sucks, right? Nobody really wants to do that, and that's not what I'm advocating. But I am advocating taking it a little more seriously in this context and in this regard, okay? Think a little more competitively. Think about it as if it were a competition or a contest, because again, in many ways it is. And I think you'll find that you become more serious about your goals. You'll become better at the things you want to improve. And you'll probably do this more quickly and the results will be longer lasting because your mindset will have been different. You'll start training more for long lasting results. Less, maybe, I guess, frivolous is the word you could use here, because there's going to feel like there's really something on the line, that you got some skin in the game. Okay? All right. Make sure to hit the link below there, guitarantihero.com. Stop by the site. And if you have any questions about anything at all or comments, feel free to leave one down there or hit me up on Twitter at guitarantihero.com. All right? Till next.